What is going on, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is healthy and well today on this beautiful day. I hope your day was fulfilled with nothing but positivity. And all my new viewers joining us, welcome. Welcome to the family, and thank you so much for choosing me. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So I woke up today and I got this notification. Now I may be late. I'm not too exact, when this act dropped. But all I know is that it's new and it's something amazing for Americans, and I really wanted to go ahead and take a look at this. This was not recommended. This right here is from your boy Strac. And let's go ahead and take a look at it because it is really interesting. We got the Bill C-3. This is called the Bill C-3, an act to amend the Citizenship Act 2025. Now I'm like, this is amazing. This could work so many wonders, so many miracles for Americans trying to escape, move away, run away from Trump. That's basically what's going on. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Ain't nobody, no Americans, none of that was decided to move to Canada before. It was mad underrated. Now you tell me all the Americans want to go to Canada now? All right. And honestly, if it takes for all of this for more Americans to learn more about Canada, want to travel there, move there, and start a new life there and learn more about that instead of what they learned here in the U.S., then so be it. Because more people need to be educated. So, yeah, hey, it is what it is and what they say. The U.S. is overpopulated anyway. Canada is that place to go to now. It used to be certain states and this and that and cities. Now Canada is the big talk. This is great. So we got an act to amend the Citizenship Act 2025. This is a lot. I actually scanned through this real quick. I did a quick skim. We're not going to read all of this. Yeah, we're not going to read all of this. I actually looked it up and the overview basically came up online. Like this came up online and I noticed this right away. So we're actually going to read this right here because this is like a short summary, little description of what we will be watching today because we have a quick video today as well. And all my Americans who plan on moving to Canada, what are your plans? How soon? You got a new job lined up? Your kids ready to change schools if you got kids? Like, are you scared? Like, this is crazy, bro. So we got the Bill C-3, an act to amend the Citizenship Act 2025. Would amend the Citizenship Act to extend access to citizenship to those born abroad to Canadian citizens or those adopted abroad by Canadians born abroad beyond the first generation. Hey, wait, historically, Canadian citizenship cannot be passed on from parents to children as a right in certain circumstances. For example, under Canadian citizenship law in 1947, a Canadian woman who married a foreign national, was unable to pass on Canadian citizenship to her children if those children were born abroad. However, a Canadian man in the same circumstances was able to pass on citizenship to his children. Oh, I didn't know that. So there were a few things stopping people before from getting a citizenship. I know there's a lot of issues. It was not easy. But now it looks like it may be a little easy, as far as like the steps to getting your own citizenship. Man, let's go ahead and check out this video. Is my camera autofocusing? I want to make sure my camera good, guys, Here we go. Shout out to CTV News, man. We got more Americans seeking Canadian citizenship after new bill makes it easier. Because we know how hard and difficult this was before. I know a few people that tried to gain access to a Canadian citizenship coming from other countries like Jamaica and this and that, but they got denied at first. And the U.S. accepted them. The U.S. approved them. Now they're starting to regret, moving here, transitioning here. They would have stayed in their country and just waited out if they knew this would have happened. A lot of them been saying. Like, people I personally know, And, like, family members and stuff. And it's like, man, we should have stayed in our country and waited it out until this whole thing happened. If we knew it would have happened. Nobody knew this was going to happen. This is horrible. Nobody wanted this to happen. This is horrible. But now it gives them a new opportunity to go ahead and go somewhere else. You know, they didn't really want to come to America originally, and now they're starting to see that it's not so much the American dream. America is not what it used to be. So Canada is one of the new best places, especially since, okay, it was harder to get in Canada before, easy to come to the U.S. Now it's hard to really be in the U.S. I'm not gonna lie, because they kicking everybody out. And Canada is literally extending it, opening up even more to people in this and that. Now, it wasn't super hard because Canada has always been taking, immigrants and foreigners and this and that. Yes. It was just the laws, like to pertain a citizenship. The steps, man, the steps are like grueling. But now, to make it a little easier for people to go ahead and understand and be able to, follow through with it, which is good. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually good. So we got more Americans seeking Canadian citizenship. Citizenship. That was crazy. Citizenship after a new bill makes it easier, man. And everybody, feel free to share your honest thoughts and opinions about this new bill down below in the description. Were you aware of this? Is this your first time hearing about this from this video? Because me too. I woke up today and I was like, I'm doing this video. I woke up today and this was on my mind. Here we go.
CTV's Heather Wright caught up with one woman trying to become a Canadian. Heather.
Well, Marcia, we spoke with a couple of Americans, both with different reasons for wanting their Canadian citizenship, but both have an affinity to Canada and wanted to make it official.
Shani Muldoon has always felt Canadian, despite not actually having Canadian citizenship.
I
feel you, right? And she from the U.S. I feel you. Like, it's like something within, right? You get to, it's more of like a relating thing. You can relate to the people in the country, relate to the people in other countries, this and that. So you start to feel a part of them. And that means she's one of a kind. She's special. That means she's special. She's one of a kind for real. Yeah.
Felt Canadian, despite not actually having Canadian citizenship.
I have always felt this affinity for Canada.
Her grandfather was born in British Columbia, but her father never got his citizenship, and so she never qualified to get hers until now.
When this new bill was proposed, I already had all my documents ready.
The new bill is the so-called Lost Canadians legislation, which passed the House of Commons last week. It means citizenship can be passed down to people born or adopted abroad beyond the first generation. It comes after a 2009 law limiting how citizenship was passed down was deemed unconstitutional by Ontario's Superior Court.
Given the current state of the United States administration, I think it's important to kind of have that in the back pocket.
Caitlin Murphy is a midwife in upstate New York whose maternal great-grandparents were Canadian. She received her Canadian citizenship earlier this year under interim changes made while the legislation was working its way through Parliament, and plans to move to Canada in the next 2 years.
Out there right now, upstate New York, things are not good. Same with Buffalo. Things are not good, man. Like the business, the economy, man. Everything's shutting down. Numbers are plummeting. I mean, we've been keeping up with this stuff, guys. We've been staying up to date for a long time. It's bad. It's bad. Like, even people's jobs are cutting them because their company's not making enough. So how we going to pay the employees? I'm talking about businesses. Before I was talking about, if you got a salary job, there's you have more of a chance of surviving, of not getting cut out the work field and losing your occupation. I mean, come on, I was referring to certain people at first. More of the minimum wage workers and stuff like that. The people, they tend to walk over more often. But it's not even like that now. It don't matter if you're in a big CEO business, big building, skyscraper, rooftop with a couch up there, something barred, I don't know, good and high view. It don't matter what it is. You're wearing a tuxedo. You could be wearing a tuxedo and then going to a whole nother job, I don't know, for fast food or something. And there's nothing wrong with fast food. I'm not trying to say nothing like that. But what I'm saying is the pay scale. Your whole life could completely change if they let you go. And it's happening. It doesn't matter what your job or your occupation is. You can lose your job now because that company, that CEO, whatever, And then the people on top of them. And then the people on top of them, whoever branch that is, or whoever's running that, they're not making no money. It affects everybody. So then we got to start cutting people. Despite your learning, should I say, your education you have, we don't care about your degrees. If you have your masters or your doctorates, people. Yo, I read up on this article, and the lady had her doctorates, 15 years. Come on. She's one of them ones. Mad smart. Lost her job. All them years, lost her job. Talk about because of the pay scale, this and that. But they're paying her half of what she used to make. That's BS. Does it look like I did all the time in school, this and that, to make 6-7 figures? And you talking about, I'm going to give you half. That's BS. Give me all my money. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not fair. Cuts like that, and it's pertaining to everyone. It don't matter if you 6-figure salary, if you minimum wage, it don't matter no more, guys. It's getting scary out here. It's getting scary for real.
Parliament and plans to move to Canada in the next 2 years.
Over the past however many years, it's just kind of been reaffirmed to me, like this is not the place that is supportive of our beliefs.
Immigration consultants have seen a surge in interest in Canadian citizenship, but caution, it's not a rubber stamp.
It's not sort of a free-for-all type of an application, but I think it's still worth attempting for many people who see that they have either parent, grandparent, great-grandparent who may have been born in Canada.
Experts say given the interest in...
I do. I got the UK. Yeah, that's right. I got out in England. I got Canada, Australia, Jamaica, Guyana. I got a lot of family born in a lot of different countries. I don't know if Canada would definitely accept me, and it'll take some time to probably get the citizenship. But I ain't got no felony. I ain't none of that. I ain't no ex-convict, no ex-felon, none of that. I could go to Canada if I wanted to. No issues, man. They could put a stamp on my name, and it feels so good, to be able to do something like that. And I'm not trying to bash the people that went through certain life circumstances, prison system and this, that, or doing it. I'm not bashing nobody, because trust me, we all make mistakes. And let me tell you something. Everybody watching this channel, if you've been watching me or if you're new to the channel, look at Strac. Look at Strac. I am not perfect. We good, positive vibes. But let me tell you something. Before the YouTube, was knocked off the path a little bit. Wasn't on my journey. I was a knucklehead, just crazy. I understand we all make mistakes. I'm just blessed that I didn't go further with some of the mistakes I did, or worsen it, or this or that. My disciplinary actions just weren't that serious. And that's the Lord saving my behind, for real. I'm just blessed to be able to do this, man, honestly. But, man, it's just crazy. Like, if I really wanted to, I could hold me back my bag. I really got a lot in the closet. You know what I'm saying? I opened the closet right now. I don't really got a lot in the... I don't really have a lot in the... I go open the closet right now. Man, take it. I tell you, look, I'm talking about with the hangers. Throw it in the bag and we go. Yeah. I really been considering. I'm not gonna lie. I had some family members talk about, my grandma been really thinking about it because, she just moved here to Jersey, but she really been thinking about it because, the oh my gosh, medications. Healthcare expenses, surgery. She talk about getting another surgery. She talk about keeping on the DL. What you mean? We gonna know if you got, you know what I'm saying? It's mad expensive, grandma. She about to be paying her arm and her leg and her neck and her ear and half her eye and her lip and her nose. A little bit of a hip for that. And that's not fair, bro. Have you messing with the other countries? Yo, bro, it's so many other countries with better healthcare. But specifically, we're talking about Canada. If you mess with Canada, like we was talking about, what? Because I was like, Grandma, they border the U.S., da-da-da. And she was like, oh, really? And I was just like, she knows that. But, I was just really educating her on, all the stuff I've been watching and seeing throughout these videos, guys. And I really got her to the point where she was, and she was, thinking about it. I had her. Like if I was trying to sell it, if that was my job, bro, I had her. And I want to see that for her. I really do. And see how, she can experience the differences and this and that. And then hopefully you guys can be able to see videos like that, like the experience and her perspective as an American and then moving to Canada. Hopefully that could be something in the future, man. Hey, it'd be a blessing if I could get my grandma to Canada. It costs money, guys. It costs money. She alone now. It'd be a blessing if Strac could get his grandmother to Canada, Sacrifice. I stay here, hold it down for now, but sacrifice and get my grandmother to Canada so she can experience better for her health, be able to rejuvenate and, experience her young years still and this and that without having to fight for all these medications, this and this, and they ain't even helping her feel better, Like, man, word up, like, this is a win-win, and this is good right here,
Grandparent, great-grandparent who may have been born in Canada.
Experts say given the interest in Canadian citizenship, lengthy waits are to be expected as all of these applications are processed.
Ooh.
Marcia.
Heather, thank you.
Applications are processed, man. People turn them applications in. People are turning them applications in, man. I'm talking to my grandma about this, man. She watched the news 24/7. I put the news channels for the different countries and everything on her TV. Yeah, not just the U.S. Best believe Strac gave her the news channels and stuff for Canada, the UK. Best believe I gave her Australia. Yeah, she got all the channels. Germany, yes. Because this is world events. We got to know it, not just U.S. events, And this is good. This is great right here. I'm sorry if I went on a rant, my people. The video was only 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and then we had just a little article we checked out and read like a little summary. It wasn't really nothing much to it, but I really wanted to get my personal thoughts and opinions and perspective on this, and just basically a different point of view and perspective from other people that I know that came from other countries and how this can affect them positively. And this is good, man. This is great. How many times I say this is good? This is good. This is great. I ain't gonna lie. But yet again, they did say don't get too hyped. It's not all Americans. Like, it's not like that, but like, you could go ahead and fill it out, but it's not just a free-for-all. Like, hey, everybody, wait a minute. We gotta like ease into this. I understand. This is a new bill. We gotta ease into it. It's gonna be some things we gotta do. But this gives America or Americans some hope. They might decide to move back when times get better or when somebody else is in office or when things go back to normal, the relationship, they might. And it might not. All I know is that regardless of what happens, Canada's economy, oh my gosh, it's going to be benefiting. It's going to be increasing, skyrocketing. Yes. Businesses, jobs, the education system, like your education system, you guys charge for schooling and everything. I'm pretty sure it gets taken out of taxes, this and that. Imagine how many kids you're gonna have in the schools and education system. How is that gonna work? Are you gonna need to open another school? Are you gonna need to open more schools? Like, this is gonna be good. I'm not gonna lie. And then Canada gonna have more deals going with the vehicles and everything, more getting imported, more getting produced and everything, because you could bring your vehicle here. And then we got some people that's like, nah, I might sell it and come out to Canada. Maybe I'll be able to get a vehicle for cheaper. Stuff like that, because import taxes is probably wicked, right? If you're not able to drive through the border that far. Yeah. Export taxes is wicked, especially around this time. You're going to be waiting some time too. You're not going to have your car for like, how long? Especially around now? Man, forget that. I'm selling the car. And I'm getting a new car out there in Canada. Now I got a Canadian vehicle. What? Everybody feel free to share your honest thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I have fun. I enjoy these type of videos. I enjoy every single video. But the ones we really get to dig deep into, do some research, talk about it, watch a video. I love it, guys. Please feel free to recommend some more stuff in the comments down below. Like I said, took this upon myself to go ahead and check this out, and this was great. Your boy's educated now on it. I woke up this morning, my heart dropped. I was, when did this happen? But we're still early. We're still early to this, guys. We are still early. Feel free to check out my Twitch, Patreon down below in the description. Feel free to check out my other YouTube channels pertaining to other countries that your boy is currently on the journey of right now, learning more about. Stay safe, all my peoples. I love y'all. and I hope to catch you all in the next one.